Hey guys, welcome back to PHT TV and welcome to season 2 of PHT TV. We haven't seen you in a while. We missed you.
I don't know about that.
I missed you guys. This guy, whatever.
Yeah.
So you guys, this is the first video that you're seeing in the brand new studio. So this is the exact same location we were sitting last time. The exact same location, but
Minus the stools.
yeah, no stools in here. It has changed a little bit. I've kind of taken this whole environment and changed it into a studio area, a movie theater area, to where we can do some real testing in here.
I'm tickled you have heat up here now.
All right, so there have been some updates to the studio since
Maybe we won't see our breath on the camera anymore.
Yeah, if you guys actually go back to season 1 and go to Cornwall's, La Scala's, some of those unboxings, you can actually see my breath because we built this studio area and immediately started shooting in it. It was dead of winter. We didn't have heat in here yet when we were shooting some of those videos. So this should provide a much better environment for our listenings. We're definitely more comfortable.
Yeah. As far as comfort level, it's a lot better. It sounds better in here than it did. I think when we get a little more, some softer things on the walls and you know, do some TLC to the space, I think it'll be a lot better off than it is this moment.
So what do we, this whole intro is to tell you guys exactly what we're gonna do in season 2.
No.
No?
No. To kind of give a horseshoes toss of what we're going to do in season 2.
What we might
Don't
do
use the
in
word
season
exactly
2.
when I'm involved, okay?
It could go askew.
Yeah, never know.
Our goal is to have, just like last season, have a weekly video every Saturday, drop something new to you guys. And we also want to have regular Tech Tuesdays. So we've got some really cool stuff coming in on Tech Tuesdays.
A number of things that come up over the last season that people wanted to know about and ask questions about. A lot of them
they don't necessitate an entire video.
Right, but it's a lot of them are also somewhat entry-level questions, which are absolutely the only stupid question is the one's not asked. So asking some of the simple things, if we can do a quick 2-minute video to show how this thing comes apart or how this happens, it'll save somebody messing something up if they have a problem or you know, at least just bring understanding about what they own. Yeah. So so that kind of stuff I think is valuable. It has a lot of intrinsic value for the owners.
For sure. I hope we can get at least one Tech Tuesday a month. That would be a solid goal. Maybe more. I know I did shoot some of the stuff like while I'm hooking up wall plates, or just like smaller unboxings.
We got so much of that. We've got to find a faster way to make that happen.
We've been talking about the idea of maybe expediting unboxing and getting some done really fast.
Yeah, well, there's been suggestions. The thing I'm excited the most about this next season, I think, is getting into the reference stuff.
Yes. Well, reference premiere now? What was the reference? Now it's all reference premiere? Because now reference is reference base, right?
I'm old. It's all reference, okay?
Yeah, so when we
whatever
say
level
we're getting
of that there is.
Yeah, so the RP6000s, RP8000s, RF7s.
Well, that's where I was at.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's RF7s, I'm sorry.
We've been talking about doing RF7s for a long time. We've had a ton of requests. So once we get those guys out of the box, not only are we gonna do those, but we're gonna compare them to the 8000s. I wanna see them versus the Fortes. I think that would be a great comparison.
RF7 and Fortes.
We've had that one questioned a lot because they're kind of in that same price point. Not so similar in size, but kind of one's tall, one's wide type deal. So we've had a lot of questions about that as well.
We have all 3 versions.
We do. I knew we had 2 versions. Did we get a hold of ones?
I can get the ones.
All right. So we
Bob Gassel's ones. I think I'm Bar Bob's ones.
So we've got the 3s in studio. From Corey shipped us some 3s. Trey has the 2s.
No. My wife has the 2s. We're gonna make this right up front. This is her speakers.
So we want to dive into some history. So Trey, I would love it if you'd come back and give us some history on the reference line.
The RF7 started the same time I did. So it's been around technically for 22 years now.
All right. So we may separate this into 2 videos though. I don't know. Do you want to do a reference history and then an RF7 history?
Well, it all falls together. I think we probably should go through reference 1, 2, and 3 and do the 3 peers. You've got the reference original, and then the reference base and the reference premier.
Okay.
So I think breaking it up that way and then coming back and doing some comparisons here and there, just for fun, as we say down south, and giggles.
Yeah. And honestly, like, the history would be the perfect segue into RF7.1 versus RF7.2 versus RF7.3. I think that'd be a nice get together so we can go from step A to step B and kind of not only give you the history, but show you what they sound like compared to each other as well.
Right. At least some semblance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We should probably cover that as well. Since you're talking about that, is we get so many people that comment about the way it's recorded and what it sounds like over YouTube.
I'm gonna say this, Trey's gonna back me up here. Never ever audition your speakers on YouTube. We have had so many people say, why didn't you use a better mic? Are you really just recording off of your lapel, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we were recording off of the lapel because
it means that much.
It doesn't matter what we record on. There's so many variables that are involved that it didn't matter. You gotta listen, you gotta hear these things in person. So we initially started like, we're not even gonna show them what it sounds like because it's
we didn't have a mic hooked up, did we?
No, we didn't even hook up a mic. And then we got complaints that, hey, we wanna hear what you're listening to. And then we were like, all right, we'll let you listen to it.
Well, it makes more sense in the video that way, but...
Then we heard, now it doesn't sound good enough. We're like, well...
That's why we didn't do it in the first place.
So in addition to the reference Premier line and the RF7s, one thing that I didn't mention is I wanna dive into some center channels as well. So we may do some RF7s paired with the RC64-3 and stack it on top of the reference line center channels and kind of A/B compare just the center channel by itself.
And listen to them.
Yeah,
but
see what kind of an extra oomph it gives.
FCC says 70% of all music lands in the center.
Yep, very important.
You know why? AM radio.
More on history of the center channels coming later. So starting off, we actually did do a couple. So starting off, well, you weren't here for these, but I did do a couple of unboxing videos before we even changed the set. So after this, we're actually gonna go back in time a little bit, and I have 4 different amp videos. We did some Parasound unboxing, which Parasound always matches up really nicely with your Eclipse products.
You got a workout, did you?
Yes. So jumping into season 2, we're gonna dive into some amp unboxings, kind of show you what some Parasound gear looks like when you take it out of the box. We're gonna dive into the reference Premier line. We're gonna get into, you guys have requested, we're gonna get into the RF7s. I want to see a compare of the RF7s versus the Fortes too. That's been a pretty heavy request up there, and personally, when I finish this theater in here, I'm debating between the two personally. So,
well, the height of the RF7 acoustic center of it should be well suited for this seating.
In addition, in the unboxings, one thing that we're going to do differently this season, I'm not just going to unbox things. I'm actually going to take them apart so you can see the actual driver components next to each other. So as we do the RP6000s, 8000s, RF7s, I kind of want to show you the woofers next to each other. So not only to show you that it's just a larger cone, but the basket's gonna be bigger, the magnet's gonna be bigger, the whole structure of the drivers are gonna be significantly larger. And even in the 6000s versus the 8000s, when you look at the tweeter, it's the exact same tweeter, but when we pull out that horn, you can see the difference in the size of the horn and everything as well, so.
And what does any of that mean? Well, for people out there, just for the nerdy, geeky side, it's fun to look at that stuff. You know, from a end user's point of view, it shouldn't mean a hill of beans.
Well, the one thing is that if we do have, say you got a warranty claim or something like that, typically speaker manufacturers, they'll send you a part. You'd replace it yourself. I want to show them how easy it is.
How easy to do that? Absolutely 100% on board. But, you know, I guess from my standpoint, if the engineering department and the manufacturer did their job properly, then you should never care.
Should never have to do this, should never have to see inside.
But Murphy, that SOB,
yeah,
will cause problems no matter what. So going through that's always a great idea. And the tidbits, you know, the little tricks that we've learned over the years in the labs, you know, that can be very important, or very, I don't say important, but maybe very helpful at times.
Yeah, for sure. And also, if you're just curious, if you want to see what the inside of your speaker looks like
I said,
not have to take it apart yourself.
Guys. and I've got some pictures of stuff over the years that I took myself that we can look at, maybe add in, like cutaways of a cross section where we took a THX subwoofer and cut it in half. The cabinetry.
That'd be interesting.
So you can see how the port wraps around inside the cabinet and that kind of stuff. I have those woofers, just raw woofers. We could easily, you know, get an idea of what those actually are.
All right, so we've got amp unboxings, we've got reference Premier line. We're gonna deep dive into those RF7s. We are going to compare. We are going to do a ton of Tech Tuesdays. We're gonna advance the unboxings by actually pulling the components out of the boxes as well. That's about all we have for you today, guys. We did not actually fill up the whole season. I wanted to leave a couple of blank slots in here. So first off, if new product comes out or something like that, we can be the first to jump in and unbox it, show you guys what it looks like. But in addition to that, we've got plenty of room. If you guys have any suggestions, if new products release, anything like that, we'd be happy to cover those as well. So leave your comments below. Let us know what you guys would like to see, but until next week.
Welcome to season 2.
Welcome to season 2. I'm Jason.
I'm Trey.
We'll see you next week. What's up?
I don't know.
It's been a while.
How you doing?
Terrible. My fish died.
Right. So as always, like and subscribe. Prescribe?
Prescribe. I prescribe one dose of PHT TV once a week.
Prescribe it to all your friends. Bell? Alexander Graham Bell? What is the name of that lab that was?
Bell Labs.
Bell Labs, thank you.
What was the name of that lab that was run by Bell?
Well, it was, yeah, but they had, never mind.
That's about it, guys. Welcome to season 2. We got a lot of shit planned.